I'm coming on today to do another beauty review, and today's video is going to be on the new Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick. I've been wanting to try this for some time now since I first saw it on Instagram, and also I've seen many reviews already here on YouTube, and I had a little bit of trouble trying to decide what shade I should purchase. So I ended up going with the shade Amber. So this is what it looks like. Typical Anastasia Beverly Hills, you know, makeup packaging and things like that. Very nice and sleek. I'm actually going to pull up the website on my phone and read to you guys what the claims for this foundation are before we get into the actual like first impression demo of the foundation. So on the website it retails for $25, and it says this is a highly pigmented buildable cream formula that leaves a natural matte finish. It says to apply the foundation as an all-over foundation, sheared out as a tinted moisturizer, or for highlighting and contouring, and it's actually available in 28 shades, which I feel like that's an amazing shade range, or the amount of them, especially for them the first time for them to come out with a foundation and things like that. And just like perusing through some of the colors, they have so many different colors from like the fairest of skin tones to the deepest skin tone, and they also have a variety of undertones like golden, they have pink undertones, they have olive undertones. So I think that's really, really great. And also it says that it's ideal for combination or oily skin. It doesn't say that it's supposed to be long wearing on the website, and it also doesn't really say that it's supposed to be full coverage, medium, or anything like that. By it saying that it's all over foundation, I'm thinking that it should give you at least medium coverage or make it where it's buildable. So we're gonna go ahead and open up this tube right here and show you guys what the product looks like and how much you get for $25. So this is how much you can expect in your tube. It says that it's 0.35 ounces. Most foundations normally come with at least an ounce, so this is less than that, but it's also a stick tube, so I'm thinking that it might go a little bit farther. Right now, I'm going through a little bit with my skin where some days I'll have more so dry skin. Well, most of the time my skin has been dry lately, but some days, you know, you might catch me on that day and I'll have a little bit of extra oil on my skin than normally, depending on what type of moisturizer that I use. We're just going to get into it. I'm going to show you guys the demo of it and then finish the rest of my makeup off camera, and then come back so you guys can see what it looks like and I can tell you how it applied, like how the rest of my makeup applied with it. Kind of looks like it a little bit. So I'm just going to put it all over, and I am going to use a beauty blender on one side and then the other side use a foundation brush or a stippling brush, just so you guys can see the difference between the two. I'm just going to go in with my clean beauty blender and blend it out and hope this color matches. So it's blending pretty smoothly with the beauty blender. And before, I didn't show you guys, I do have like a few dark marks on my face, especially on this side. This is like my troubled side, and normally I don't have that issue, but I've been breaking out a lot more lately. So I'm liking the finish that it gives you for sure, where it's not ultra matte, but you don't have hardly any dewiness to it. It seems like this color is a tad bit too light for my skin right now. So that's just one application right there. And I think it looks light. My face is actually always lighter than the rest of my body, as you can see on this side. So once I probably have to bronze up a little bit more for the color to match better. But as like a first layer, that's not bad at all. It didn't fully cover up my little post-acne scar right there, but everywhere else, like if you don't really have any blemishes, this would be a great foundation because it's just so flawless and smooth. So I'm feeling it, and it doesn't feel sticky at all, so it seems like it may have already set as well. I'm only going to apply one layer right now, and then I'm going to do the other side, and if I feel like I want a little bit more coverage, I'll go back in with the second layer. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it on the other side and try to do about the same amount of swipes. I may do a little bit more since I have more blemishes on this side. So normally brushes give more coverage than the Beauty Blender, so I'm just gonna pounce it all over my face like kind of the same motion that I did with the Beauty Blender, so I don't shear it out at all. And I feel like the brush kind of did the same thing. It does seem a little tad bit like more coverage on this side, but as I said, I did put a few more swipes of the foundation and it covered most of my blemish. It's kind of raised a little bit and also discolored, but I feel like it covered it up a little bit where it's kind of a little blurred, but you still see it there, which I think I'm okay with that for today. I am going to put a little bit more right here and see if the Beauty Blender will cover that up a little bit more. So this is what it looks like. It definitely did do a good job of covering that blemish up. And then you still see this one just a tad bit. But it feels really nice on the skin. It doesn't feel like you would need to set it. As I said, like, I'm not normally that oily, so I may not set it at all, but I would definitely say if you are oily skin, you should probably set it for sure. So I'm going to go and finish the rest of my face and then come back on and tell you guys what my initial thoughts are. Okay, you guys, I finished the rest of my makeup. I wanted to keep it really, really light, and normally that's hard for me because I want to do contouring and all of that and be super highlighted under my eyes, but I try to keep it as minimal as possible so you guys can really see how the foundation performs. Overall, I really like the finish of this foundation so far after adding everything. It just looks really natural. So if you're one of those girls who likes that natural vibe for your makeup and things like that for everyday wear, because I would definitely wear this foundation for everyday wear as it looks right now. So I am gonna check back in with you guys in a few hours so you guys can see what it looks like, if it gets oily on me, if it starts to separate and all of that, but I'm hoping for the best. I'll be back in a little bit and give you guys an update, so stay tuned. So I feel like it's probably been about a good 5 hours since I've had the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation all over my face, and as you can see, it's holding up pretty well. So I went out and ran a few errands during my lunch break. I've been in the house most of the day just doing regular work, my law stuff, you know, my regular 9-to-5 job. So just looking at my face overall myself, I do look a little dewy. And I didn't expect that at all, especially since this is supposed to be for oily skin. I did not prime or anything like I normally would on a regular basis because I wanted to see exactly what this foundation was going to do. So I'm only looking a little bit dewy, kind of like on my cheek area and my nose, and a little bit here on my chin and also on my forehead. So the T-zone basically. So I feel like if you have oily skin naturally, like all the time, that's what you would classify your skin as, that this foundation is probably going to get a little oily on you. I will say it doesn't feel as matte on the skin or as powder-like as it did when I first applied it, and it does transfer a tad bit, like in the areas where I have more oil. If I put my finger on there and look at it, there will be a little bit of foundation on my fingertips. So I don't like that as much, but the makeup isn't separating around my nose. It hasn't fallen into like my smile lines or the little crevices on my face, like on my forehead, like some foundations do. So overall, I still feel like it's doing a really good job. Okay, so I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me Matte Plus Poreless Powder and just do like the tiniest amount right in this area where there is more oil, right on my chin, and a little tad bit up here. We're going to continue, and I'm going to see if it stays this matte when I check in later on tonight. So I'll see you guys later tonight. Okay, you guys, I am back. It is technically the end of the night for me because I actually have to go and work out. It's been a good amount of time, at least 8 hours I would say, that I've had the foundation on, and this is what my face is looking like. I would have to say I'm actually a little disappointed in this foundation because I do look a bit oily, and that's even after using my Fit Me powder to blot a little bit earlier when I came on to do the check-in. It is definitely a whole lot of oil right here on my forehead. You could like probably fry some chicken right there because it's so greasy, and I feel like if I touch it, it definitely does come off on my hand a little bit if I put my fingers up there, and some of the foundation is also transferring when I do that. And I also have a little bit of extra oil right in this area. It's always like the T-zone. Now it did still cover up my blemishes pretty well. Let me actually look at this one closer. So it definitely still covered them up really, really well. So they're not peeking through. It's pretty much the same concealment that it was earlier today, which it wasn't completely full coverage. You definitely need to set this with a powder. You will likely have to powder and blot throughout the day if you're oily skin. So I don't know. It doesn't really say for the claims of it that it's supposed to be long wearing or that it's supposed to give you a mattifying look for a certain amount of time throughout the day. So I can't really say that it failed in what it said it would do. Although, like, when I applied it, it did give that nice matte finish, but it wasn't too matte, which I actually like. If it could stay the exact consistency that it was when I first applied it to my skin and hold that consistency all throughout the day, then this would definitely be a thumbs up for me. I would say this is more of a foundation that I would use if, you know, for everyday use, because I don't really care if I get a little oily and stuff like that, because it's super light sheer coverage. So I feel like you would probably have to build it up quite a few times in order to get that full coverage. I still feel like the price point is really great with $25 being what it is, because it's super affordable for everyone. So if you just want to try this foundation out, I don't feel like you would waste your money with it being $25, and I feel like it would last a long time. You just have to know that it's not going to be full coverage, and it's not going to last you like 8+ hours. Okay, you guys, so that is it for this review of the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation. If you have any questions of something that I may have left out in this video, make sure you leave it in the comment section below and I'll answer it as soon as possible. If you like these types of videos, make sure you go ahead and give it a thumbs up and show your girls some love. And if you are not a subscriber, then make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button and join the family as always. And until next time, I will see all of you beauties later. Bye.